Hello, my name is Philip Totaro. I'm the founder and CEO of market research firm IntelStor. Welcome to your weekly dose of truth to power. Truth to Power examines data driven insights for the energy sector with a focus on renewables. On this week's episode, we take a hard look at the representation of the industry by trade groups and lobbyists in light of the new political regime we face. Well, as the saying goes, a rising tide is supposed to lift all boats. But if you ask me, industry trade groups who are supposed to be not for profit and are supposed to represent the interests of the entire industry are behaving more like for profit corporations and only considering the desires of their largest donors. To put it another way, while the tide is rising, the rest of us are drowning while the industry trade groups sail away on their yacht with their largest donors and event sponsors in tow. I've been in the renewable energy sector since 2008, and every day it feels more and more like the industry is not receiving adequate representation. The money given to industry trade associations and lobbyists needs to pay off. I feel, and many others in the renewable energy sector now feel like that is no longer the case. We're seeing more local restrictions on permitting than ever before, and we are at risk of losing the investment and production tax credits, manufacturing tax credits, as well as a significant withdrawal of capital from the US that was supposed to be for project build out and factories. Now, while that's certainly the result of a hostile administration, the lobby groups and industry trade associations are literally in the business of selling the industry so that we can continue to thrive, even in a tough economic or political environment. And the reality is that renewable energy, particularly solar, wind, and hydro, is a cheaper form of electricity generation than any other. Solar currently has the cheapest capital cost to build new capacity, and wind is very close behind it. But while IntelStor has that data available to our clients and partners, and some trade groups have been touting those type of numbers, they've been reluctant to shout as loudly as required out of fear of retaliation from the government. But the fact of the matter is, we need bold action now, today. Let's dig into those numbers. Since the Inflation Reduction Act passed, a total of $52.78 billion was committed to 181 different renewable energy equipment manufacturing or supply chain development projects. Since January, approximately 2.3 billion of those investments have been canceled, mainly in part because of lack of matching funds from the federal government. Wind energy is particularly hindered, seeing just a fraction over 4 billion out of the almost 53 billion in factory investments announced. The government matching funds were supposed to be anywhere from about 20% to 50% of the total CapEx cost. Now, look, I'm not actually calling out the trade groups as scapegoats for the federal government per se. There's enough anger to go around, and we all recognized what we're up against with the current administration in the United States. But the industry trade associations are failing to hold the government accountable. And that's a problem for all of us, because we all know that this is only going to get worse. When industry leadership sits idly by while money flows out to other countries, that is not the leadership that this industry needs. To date, it's been billions, and that is only projected to get worse if the current tax bill passes. Beyond this, any attempt at pushing through needed permitting reforms has fallen on its face as well. While oil and gas will enjoy a new shortened timeline for federal environmental approval, wind and solar have been left out in the cold. The industry used to be able to rely on grassroots lobbying. We had a strong network of local representatives in key states and key counties who could help sell the benefits of renewable energy. That includes lease payments to landowners, tax revenues to counties and townships, but anti-renewable groups have now started to fight back with propaganda campaigns that see no opposition from industry. Project developers are essentially left holding the bag, trying to fend off the deep pockets of organized groups using nonsensical arguments on land devaluation or some kind of acoustic nuisance that's long been disproven. And the result of all this has been extraordinary restrictions on project development. As of last year, a total of 378 renewable energy projects across 47 states have encountered significant opposition or outright rejection. There are now 395 local restrictions across 41 states, with 19 state-level restrictions that are severe enough that they could have the effect of blocking renewable energy project development. In the meantime, industry trade lobbies believe that really the only way to impart growth to the industry is solely by production tax credit and investment tax credit extensions. And that may be what their largest donors are telling them, but it's not what the industry needs to thrive and grow. If you step up to lead the industry, then the whole industry needs to be lifted up. And if anybody feels like a kid with his or her face pressed up against the glass these days, then the lobby groups have failed spectacularly to help protect your job and protect this industry. So what's my message this week? If you're not getting the job done, be prepared to be replaced or supplanted because you've made yourselves irrelevant. Thank you for joining me this week. I'm Philip Totaro, and this has been your weekly dose of truth to power. Follow us on IntelStor's YouTube channel as well as your favorite audio platforms. And visit www.intelstor.com to join more than 200,000 subscribers to our renewable energy data solutions. And if you want to attend an event that's going to provide you with a return on your investment, then register for the next Wind Summit in Houston, Texas today. Visit www.windsummit.org and join hundreds of your industry colleagues from companies like NextEra, EDPR, EDF, Pattern Energy, Clearway, Apex Clean Energy, and more. We hope to see you there.